Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are feeling happy, relaxed, having a peaceful life, and healthy and happy always. Now, let's continue with the next part 3 Love's Tirumph. As the day advanced, the rush of visitors increased. Presents flowed in abundance. The offering of coconuts swelled into a big pile. There was quite a shower of grapes, dates, and sugar candy, which Ramdas distributed freely among the innumerable village children. Ramcharandas heartily joined in this task. Now people thickly thronged the room, the doorway, and outside. At about 10 o'clock in the forenoon, two Mohammedan policemen made their way to the temple. They wedged their way through the crowd and, roughly brushing aside the people at the entrance, got into the room occupied by Ramdas and Ramcharandas. Their grisly beard and rolling eyes signified their stern mission. Stamping their boots on the ground, they glared at the sadhus. One of them, taking out a notebook and pencil from his pockets, spoke in a loud and commanding voice. Are these the sadhus? Well, give me your address. Quick, we are in a hurry. Addressing Ramcharan Das, here, come along. Which is your native place? Ramcharan Das was perplexed and turned to Ramdas for a hint. Ram, don't hesitate, said Ramdas. Give your name and tell him that you are a native of Mangalore. His name and address were duly noted down by the policeman. Now he turned his gaze at Ramdas. Your name, he shouted. Ramdas, Ramdas replied. Native place, cried he. The whole universe, rejoined Ramdas. At this reply, he stiffened and, working up his eyes into a ferocious stare, blurted out, Beware, none of your jokes with me. Don't you see who I am? Which is your native place? He repeated. The whole universe, Ramdas replied again. Ramdas was cool and all smiles. The reiteration truly roused the policeman. Stamping his right foot down with great force, he growled, None of your fooling with me. If you don't reply sensibly, I will have you arrested and put into custody. Do you understand? Ramdas answered. If you are so kind as to take this servant, he would thank you indeed. It matters little where he thinks of God. A prison is as good a place as any other. And with a cheerful smile, he added, O God, thy Leela is wonderful. It is thou alone who has come in this form. The mother sometimes, when she wants to subdue the obstinate will of a child, puts on a frightening mask and pretends to be a hobgoblin, so long as the child is unaware of the fact that it is the mother who is behind the mask. It yields to fear, but when it knows that it is the mother who personates the frightful thing, instead of being moved by the sight, it pulls down the mask and reveals to itself her real identity. So it is with thee. Thou art he, the beloved of Ramdas. Thou mayest assume any disguise, but he can see thee though. He is not afraid of thee. He replies in the words which thou thyself hast taught him. The policeman listened to him patiently. Ramdas was calm and cheerful as ever. A sudden change came upon the policeman. The ferocious look vanished from his eyes, giving place to one of resignation. His hot and flushed face resumed its calmness and color. Maharaj, he addressed Ramdas with eyes lowered and hands folded. 1,000 pardons for my folly. Without knowing you, I harassed and abused you in strong language. The thing that disarmed me was your face, which remained ever smiling during all the time I was rating and insulting you. I behaved like a brute. Pardon, pardon I seek. Then, silently pocketing his notebook, he proposed to depart with his companion. Ramdas then offered them each a piece of coconut and some dates as prasad. which they received in all humility, and left the place. Love triumphed over hate and harshness. He subsequently learned the cause of the policeman's rough behavior. It appeared that two Hindu policemen had been sent before this by the police station officer for obtaining the addresses of the sadhus. But at the crowded entrance of the mandir, some visitors had persuaded them not to annoy the sadhus, assuring them that they were not ordinary sadhus, and so to demand their addresses would be an insult to them. So, being Hindus, these policemen deserted and returned without the information which they had been asked to procure. At this, the station officer's ire was roused, and he deputed two Muslim policemen to carry out his orders, hence their overbearing attitude. The kind Patel presented Ramdas with a long cloak of thick cotton cloth as a protection against cold. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.